Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. Today is October 18, 2015, 11:25 p.m. in Birmingham, and the topic, Jade Helm. I didn't know this until recently. The last name, Helm, what does it stand for? And I've heard many things. And I've heard Jade stand for many different things. And the number one is being for Jade is Chinese or China or Asian. But Jade is very synonymous with China. But Helm, I just learned a shocker recently. HELM. Homeland, eradication of local militia. Jade Helm. Helm. My understanding, this is the meaning of Helm. Homeland, eradication of local militia. Guys, this makes a lot of sense, especially when not much else does. Let me tell you, today alone, I've been told that there was one gentleman that owns a piece of property. I can't tell you where, but I can tell you in the South. And again, as you know, the railroads that run extreme north and extreme south run through several government facilities or yards where they have the government their own. Well, for example, you see in California a complete train full of UN vehicles that the United States provided for the United Nations. Now, are they here? Are they being shipped? If they're being shipped, they're traveling in the wrong direction. And then a lady calls me earlier about 8 p.m. and she asked me if I knew anything about caskets being aboard some tractor trailers and being shipped around. And I said, I do. And I said, I have pictures of it because when I went to South Dakota to Sturgis or through Sturgis 2 years ago, going out West Coast, I was getting gas at a large Love's truck stop. And here, about 80 feet away, is a tractor trailer gassing up. And on the back of this extended length trailer were caskets. But these things were about twice the size and width and in depth of what you will see at a funeral home. And now I've heard this before, and I've done blogs on this before, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that they've had these plastic caskets and they'll hold between 4 and 5 people. But here's what this lady told me today. She said that she knows of someone, and I didn't ask her a name, but it's very believable, but kind of not the way she said it, that a gentleman friend has property adjacent to some railroad tracks that exit the military compound or a military yard onto the main line. And again, many times these trains or cars are parked inside of this compound. And in the north, in Montana, some of these cattle cars were not being used for cattle cars unless they're going to shackle the legs of the cattle to the floor. No, the shackles were meant for human. that they were putting in these cattle cars. Because I know of a man personally that quit after one day. He questioned it. No one answered, but he saw what he was doing he didn't like. So quit. He left. Went back to Washington State. And you can only guess what they're used for. So there's a lot of things coming out. But this man that this lady was talking about today, he has been paid by the U.S. government to have a site ready to be dug. It's like a 60, 70 acre plot that's hidden from the yards, hidden from people. The nearest house is like 6 or 7 miles away, and the nearest town's a little further than that. But he has been hired by someone to be on standby with his equipment to dig sites, dig graves for whatever. And you can use your imagination there. But the main thing I wanted to tell you about was the Jade Helm. It made so much sense. And again, I have some news for all who wonders what Jade Helm is about. There's too many stories to tell you one specific thing, but this one is hard to just take it lightly or not pay attention to it or just to let it go. Again, Helm, Homeland, Eradication of Local Militia. Makes a lot of sense. I don't like it. There's nothing I can do about it. Jody Wolf Expoz.